But so, yeah, so it's those things where you push yourself through. You push
Mm-hmm.
yourself through,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what we're going to do here. And again, I appreciate you guys here, but these are the things that we do.
Yeah. So at one point, we're all having a love.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo. I host a podcast. It's called Misanthrope Radio. Look for Misanthrope Radio wherever you get your podcasts, and you will probably hear something like this. Don't fucking call me a dirty Jew. All it's gonna cost you is your fucking panties. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate Corky.
Well, then I held her head underwater, and we took turns kicking her in the tits.
Julian intently fisting that tiger's ass.
Discipline your fucking kid! Stop fucking turning out of the fucking society!
Yeah, bitch, you crying, bitch. Bitch, soft ass bitch.
Die! Die by the dick!
Oh, Sonny, you're so nice to help an old lady. Ah!
Misanthrope Radio. MISANTHROPE. Radio, you illiterate fuck.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Had to Say It. So we're going to start out as we do by saying to Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys of the Weather Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Raw Podcast, to Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey, to Boomer Bob, and to George Fontes of the Worlds Ablaze Podcast. Thank you guys for the continued support. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you guys are so generously supportive of the show in all ways, not just financially, but being here, being supportive, being a friend of the show. It means a lot to me. Um, I I appreciate it, I guess, is what it boils down to. So anyway, live stream has started. Yeah, so happy Monday, everybody. It's another one. I know that last week I didn't really get to do as much as I would have liked in terms of what was going on in my real life. So the show was not as well researched as I would have hoped. I had to make adjustments and plans because the way my work is impacting my day to day. And I thought this week was going to be better. I actually was on the Weathered View yesterday, or I'm sorry, Weathered View. I'm on the Weathered View every morning. What the fuck? Or almost every morning, at least a little bit. But no, I was on the Weathered Report yesterday. Had had sat down and talked with Bruce and Ken, and it was a good time, good talk. We talked about Charlie Kirk's memorial. We talked about the state of the country. We talked about some thoughts. Some of the stuff I said has already been proven wrong less than 24 hours later, less than 24 full hours, because Bruce is out there in California and records in Commie time. So obviously it's not quite the same. It's 7 o'clock here. I went on there at 9:30 my time. So yeah, less than 24 hours later, I've already been proven wrong. Because I said I thought Jimmy Kimmel was kind of fucked because his viewership is literally smaller than a lot of mid-tier podcasts. And there's not really much you can do about that. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, what can you do? I just realized I did not start the recording on this. Oh, well, oopsie doopsie. There we go. So now it's recording. Now do I want to start over again and do that? No, because the live stream will also have this. I'm not going to download the audio from the live stream. I'll just hack and chop it together after the fact. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey, yeah, you got an extra few minutes of bonus content there apparently, because I'm a putz and I still don't have this whole live stream thing down yet. Anyway, yeah, so I was already proven wrong, which is what I was saying before I realized and didn't start the recording. Quick recap. I'm sorry, guys, for the listeners who are picking this up on the audio feeds. Yeah, so happy Monday. Yesterday, being Sunday, I showed up on the Weathered Report with Ken and Bruce. We talked about Charlie Kirk's memorial service. We talked about Jimmy Kimmel. We talked about the country in general. It was a good time. It was a good talk. Worth checking out if you feel so inclined. Tonight's going to be kind of an abbreviated episode. Same thing for next episode, because all the stuff I had going on in the real world that I thought was going to become less of an issue is actually a whole lot more of an issue. The thing that I thought was going to be resolved is not, and subsequently requires my attention. So I will be trying to cut this short so I can get it processed and posted tonight. Because I have to deal with some work stuff where I, again, am going to have to be getting up at the ass crack of way before dawn to be in Chicago by 6:30 in the morning. So, yeah, tonight's going to be a little bit abbreviated. The primary thing I want to talk about is the idea behind what I was proven wrong about with one of the things I said on the Weathered Report yesterday, which was I figured Jimmy Kimmel was fucked. And my primary thought to that was a lot of the people who were saying Jimmy's going to be okay because he is just going to do what everybody else does and launch a podcast and he'll be fine and blah, blah, blah. Now, my theory was Jimmy needed to sit down, shut the fuck up, and stay out of the public view for a while because Jimmy's net worth is like $50 million. He could be fine as long as he wasn't a retard with his money for the rest of his natural days. However, people like him, he needs to be in the public eye. He needs that validation, that external, everybody telling him how wonderful he is or whatever the fuck else, they feed into his little ego. Because that's what I think of pretty much every professional entertainer these days is that they're all egomaniacs and they all fucking suck. But that's a personal assessment. Who am I to call anybody an egomaniac? I'm a guy sitting here talking into the void with my tens of loyal listeners. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I wrongly predicted that Jimmy Kimmel would actually go out and try and launch a podcast, but it wasn't going to do real well because even with the full force of having a nighttime talk show on ABC, he was only pulling like 120,000 views per episode, 126, 128, roughly in that ballpark. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. He wasn't going to pull like real numbers. I kind of feel the same way with Colbert because their target audiences they're not really podcast people, for lack of a better way of putting it. I mean, geriatric fucks really don't do podcasts as a rule. I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule and et cetera, et cetera. He might still pull, 60, 70,000 views per episode, which, let's be honest, is leaps and bounds more than I rate. But like I said, I love my tens of loyal listeners. You guys are fucking awesome. But at the end of the day, I figured Jimmy would take a little run at it, get frustrated, hang it up. It would be done. Well, ABC, Disney, however you want to look at it, they've decided that they're putting him back on the air effective as of the day this episode drops, Tuesday, or tonight if you're watching, or tomorrow if you're watching the live stream. Yeah, they made the announcement Jimmy Kimmel's show will be coming back. He basically had a 5-day naughty, probably more or less a paid vacation. So, yeah, no real consequences for saying hateful, divisive shit, despite the repeated calls for anybody on the right saying hateful, divisive shit and blatantly lying. Just, that's a whole different story. And I've already talked about the rhetoric between it's different when the left does it because, obviously in their minds, they're the good guys. They're the main characters. They must be right. And if you'll pardon my large ancient thermos there, I'm just very, very thirsty today. Yeah. So anyway, so I was wrong. Jimmy Kimmel isn't going to start a shitty podcast and then realize that most of his audience was old fucks who don't understand new media. Jimmy Kimmel's going to go back to his fucking, ridiculous, unpopular nighttime talk show with, I'm sure he won't apologize. He won't have any kind of change in demeanor or a behavior. He won't have an introspective moment that's going to make him reassess what he does with his life or anything like that. He's just going to continue to be a miserable fuck. And what can you do with that? I mean, it is what it is, what it is. Apologize, just trying to change something here for a second. I apologize for that delay there to the nobody that's actually in the live stream. Oh, there's Cody. Can you hear me now, Cody? Because I wasn't actually talking before. If you can't hear me, there's a problem, and we're going to have to figure out what's going on here. Because, of course, there's always a fucking problem. The technical glitches are fabulous. All right, Cody, I'm waiting for your reply. For fuck's sakes, now what? Okay, Cody still says there's like no audio. This is fucking phenomenal. I love it. This works so goddamn well every week. Fuck me sideways. Desktop audio, yeah. All the settings look right. I mean, I see the bar moving when I'm talking. This is really, really, really fucking irritating. I don't know why I'm bothering with this shit. It never fucking goes right. Let's see. All right, if I switch to that, can you hear me now? I switch to that. Can you hear me now? One of the things I said on the weather report yesterday, which was I figured Jimmy Kimmel was fucked. And no goddamn audio. Motherfuck me running. This is such bullshit. All right. How about now? Can you hear me now? Yes, no, maybe? For fuck's sakes. Report yesterday, which was I figured Jimmy Kimmel was fucked. And no goddamn audio. Motherfuck me running. This is such bullshit. All right. How about now? Can you hear me now? Yes, no, maybe? For fuck's sakes. Report yesterday, which was I figured Jimmy Kimmel was. All right. Well, apparently that fixed it. So we'll have to take that with a grain of salt going forward. Bullshit. I have no idea what the fuck was going on prior to this. Hopefully the recording software still picked it up because, like I said, it showed my bars were moving in the course of it, but now there's going to be fucking 10 minutes of gap at the beginning of this fucking stream, so I'm going to have to go back once YouTube actually uploads the shit and edit it all. Fucking phenomenal. This never works smoothly. Fuck's sakes. Anyway, yeah, so I'm completely fucking derailed now. I don't even remember where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so I was talking about Jimmy Kimmel getting his show back because, you know, the Disney executives decided that whatever he did really wasn't worthy of having his show taken away, even though they were, you know, the left was screaming for way more people to be, you know, Roseanne made a tweet, they took her show away. Fucking Tucker Carlson said something they didn't like, they took his show away. And they cheered this shit. So they're all hypocrites when it's being done to their side and blah, blah, blah. It's a problem. Boo-hoo. I see a bigger problem that is contingent upon these issues, primarily being the fact that now all of these absolutely insufferable cunt rags on the left are going to feel like they won. They're going to think they accomplished something, and that's going to be a problem. That's going to be an issue because, like I said, they're insufferable as it is. If they think they have some sort of fucking power, even though it probably had fuck all to do, like, oh, well, we're going to cancel our Disney Plus subscriptions and we'll show them. We'll protest. And it's like, yeah, no, it's really the shares in Disney went down to where they were about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's not like they lost a metric fuck ton of money because a bunch of fucking pink-haired assholes decided they were going to cancel their subscriptions. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, whether Disney actually planned on full-on canceling him or if it was just like a suspension like they said, because they're saying they canceled, they just didn't want him to have any more fiery rhetoric at such a highly tense time, which is, you know, stupid horse shit at best. I mean, the guy's not fucking funny. He stopped being funny years ago. I don't have any fucking sympathy. And like I said, I see this as a much bigger problem where these fucking retards are going to think they have more power and more pull than they do. And all it's going to do is motivate them to keep being the obnoxious, juvenile, whiny fucking cunts that they are. And ultimately, at the end of the day, yeah, I say this about a lot of different products and I don't understand why corporations pander to these fucking screaming children. Because for the most part, baristas don't have real money. So who gives a fuck if they're happy with your company or not? You don't need to pander to people who can't afford your product to begin with. I can't imagine a whole lot of fucking, I mean, I'm willing to believe Disney adults are primarily leftists because it just seems like a very cringy, losery, leftist kind of thing to deal with. But, I mean, and that's not, I mean, if you're a Disney adult and you happen to watch this show, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, but hey, I love you anyway for spending your time with me. I also don't understand, you know, I don't understand. I mean, I've been to Disney. Maybe that's why I don't get it. I went multiple times as a youth, family trips every couple of years, you know, and it was never, I mean, yeah, it was fun, but it was never enough fun. I mean, I don't like going to fucking Six Flags, which the lines are shorter, the cost is lower, and it's still too many fucking people for my taste. So the idea of spending literally hundreds of dollars per person per day to get into a theme park, to wait in fucking line for everything, because even the Disney Fast Pass is pretty much pointless because everybody fucking gets it. So it's really just raising the average price of the ticket. And if you're a plebe, you're just going to fucking be miserable. You might get in 2 rides a day. I don't see the fucking attraction of this at all. And if you're one of these insignificant fucks who base their entire life and their entire personality around the idea of being a Disney adult, you're a sad, failed person. You really are. If your entire makeup is consistent of that shit, you really need to reevaluate some shit. You need to adjust your thinking on things. Turn this a little bit, just because I want to get that shirt in the background there. That's going to be my out. I think I mentioned this in the a little while back. That's my outfit for when I go to see the Unsub Live show in Chicago. that is from a. If you're a fan of the Unsubscribed podcast, which I don't know if any of my listeners actually are, but I've recommended them in the past, then you are familiar, or even if you're not a fan of the Unsubscribed podcast, I'm complete deviation from what I was going to talk about here. Brandon Herrera, who is known on YouTube as the AK guy, is one of the biggest gun tubers on the current setting on the internet. There's a whole bit about him having forced valor. Well, the guy who sent me that shirt, the many faces of Brandon Herrera, and the hat that's hanging on there, which runs forcedvalor.com and the Forced Valor YouTube channel, where he tells stories of Brandon's exploits behind the hundreds of medals and decorations he's gotten for various military campaigns and services. It's funny as hell. I really think the guy puts a lot of work into it. He, animated episodes, all this other stuff. It's good stuff. It's JD the Bot Guy is the guy who runs it. That's his handle on Twitter and I think on Pepperbox and probably everywhere else. But it's quality entertainment. It's good stuff. I really recommend that people see that. Go check it out, and then you'd appreciate why the shirt's funny. I won the shirt in a contest I wasn't aware I entered by being a follower of JD's and following the Forced Valor account on X. Because apparently that's the only time I ever have any kind of luck at all is when it comes to winning shit on X. That's where I won a free pistol from Harvey's Pawn Shop. I won a shirt from Forced Valor. He threw in a hat because he's an awesome dude, and the hat's actually, I like it. It's a trucker cap. It's going to be once I don't have to keep it purdy for the show, it's going to be getting a lot of wear and tear out of it. So, so that's the detour there. That's going to talk about that hat and that shirt because I like it. I like it a lot, and I can see it in one camera angle, and I couldn't see in the other camera angle. That's why I moved the camera. And as you guys can see, this little studio recording room setup thing is coming along. I got a few things I got to do in here. I still got to fix the trimmer on the door where I pulled it off and haven't put it back up yet. And I have to get the lights fixed still. The light fixture and the fan's still out. I still haven't gotten around to fixing it. Again, that all goes back to the whole real life happened over the last 2 weeks. I was doing like 11-hour days plus 3 hours of commuting every day. So it wasn't a priority. I was tired. I needed some fucking rest. And so I took some fucking rest. I still don't like this angle. We're going to adjust this a little bit. Yes, the live stream is a thing in progress. It's eventually going to get where I want it to be. But in the meantime, you guys can humor me and put up with my shenanigans and whatnot. So anyway, right now the only person in chat is you, Cody. That's it. You and me. It's a solo dolo deal. It's you and me talking right now. So all the distractions will be coming from you. I forgot to drop the fucking Zoom call link in the Discord, so nobody's there. I will be growing the mustache back. It just won't be for a couple of weeks because I thought I was done with having to go to this particular facility, which was what wound up leading to the mustache getting taken off because I was just trying to clean it up a little bit. But at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not a functional human being and wound up, instead of trimming it, wound up taking a big chunk out of it. And then it looked retarded. So I shaved it off because I needed it to be neat and clean. And I didn't want to have to wear a beard guard because that's just regulations, blah, blah, blah. Well, technically, this is an ongoing back and forth between myself and one of my managers. As I say, it's not called the mustache shield. It's called a beard guard. If it's just a mustache, I don't need to wear the fucking thing. But it's a, lead by example and blah, blah, blah. And so since I fucked it up trimming it anyway, I was just like, it's easier to not have the argument for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks turned into a full fucking month now because it's going to be this week and next week. I'm actually back at that facility again. So, things are going to be not making a lot of progress for the next couple of weeks in terms of the things I need to get done around here, which is a fucking shame because I want to get them done. I want to get back to work on getting this place set up how I want it for a studio. I want to get my shelves installed. I want to get lights in there so I can turn off that fucking glaring thing behind me. But without it, it's just way too dark in there. I have these 2 little accent lights here to light me from the front, but I don't really care for them. The control's not great. It's real easy to wipe myself out with these things. or make myself too dark with these things. But and the two cameras are different sensitivities too. At some point, the cameras will actually be positioned in two different spots to accent different parts of the room, or if I have guests on the show, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But for the time being, this is what I got. So I'm trying to make it work. Now I completely forgot what I was talking about. Thanks, Cody. This is just riveting podcasting for the people, I tell you. Yeah, so anyway, I was going to start getting the guest episodes rolling again. And I had to say it, but it's Cody, and he's mad too about something he's going to say. Yeah, I appreciate the offer, bud, but yeah, no, you don't have to worry about it. Like I said, this was an audio medium up until a month ago. It's the primary amount of plays still come from the audio format. So the studio being a visual pleasing thing is not nearly as significant of an issue as it could be. If I had spent the whole time doing video and had a big bunch of people on YouTube expecting a stream every week, I mean, that'd be a different story. But, as it sits, you guys get what you get. This is more of a glimpse behind the curtain than we used to have. And like I said, it'll get cooler as it goes. I have plans. I want to put some shelves on the wall back there so I can get all my crap off that little folding table and put it up. I got a little fireplace thing I'm going to build into that corner so I can do fireside chats. It's going to be fun. That's probably going to be more shorts of little bite-sized rants because I've decided to lean into the whole, if I'm going to be a content creator, I need to create some fucking content. And I'm sure John will be tickled to hear that if he bothers to listen to this episode, where it's mostly his fault. I'm trying to start taking this more seriously. He's the one who's busting my balls about put the links out there so people can find your show, post when you're going live, do all this other shit. And he's not wrong. To his credit, John Domingo is the best kept podcast secret in podcasting, according to John Domingo. But he's not wrong. If I'm actually gonna ever try and take this even half-ass seriously, I need to start putting in some work. I'll admit it. It's one thing to sit down in front of a microphone and rant every fucking week and just get shit off my chest and clear my spleen, but I feel like if I want to take it seriously, if I want to be taken seriously, I should probably start putting in a little more work. That means dedicating some time. That means dedicating some resources. Not that I have either of those in any kind of abundance where it's going to be easy to do, but you want to make the gains, you got to make the fucking sacrifices. So there we are. Here we sit. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Phone's going off. God damn it. I thought I had this muted. Okay, there we go. So, I forgot. I was talking about Jimmy Kimmel and how he's a douche, and they let the leftists think they won. Where was I? See, this is the other downside to me being very busy at work these days, is I don't even have the time to get the outline put together the way I want it to be. So this is very much on the fly, off the cuff episode. And my biggest issue with it, like I said, is the fact that, now these morons and these fucking smooth-brained leftist fucks are going to all think they have power and they made an impact because Jimmy Kimmel's show is coming back, and that'll show the fascists and whatever other retarded shit they decide to think. And I don't care. I think it's fucking stupid. Oh, okay. There's who the other viewer is. It's Shauna. Hi, Shauna. Yeah, now my brain just completely skipped a groove. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of remember where I was at. I was talking about being on the weather report yesterday, which was a good conversation, and it's we touched on a lot of things, and I get kind of caught up because I don't want to. let's see. Aaron, it's Monday and I'm approaching 20 hours for the week. Shit, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a lot to be at on a Monday. Anyway, yeah, so that's the problem with me doing other things is I feel like I'm rehashing material because I talked about it on somebody else's show. So to me, I already talked about it. To anybody else, it might be like, hey, I want to know what Aaron thinks about this, but, you know. Yeah, Shauna, there actually have been homeless camps set up in Lincoln Park for quite a while. Actually, they've been there. They're just getting bigger. Actually, that's something else I want to talk about. Something that's going on here in Chicago at the ICE detention facility on Belmont, which there is a whole bunch of leftist retards doing what leftist retards do, and thinking the rules don't apply to them and behaving like petulant children. And they are swarming out in front of the ICE detention facility. And every time a vehicle tries to leave, they're impeding traffic. They're blocking the roads. They're getting in the fucking way. A lot of these morons are deciding to go hands-on with the ICE people, and ICE ain't fucking having it. And I'm here for that. There's a what is this broad's name? I don't want to stop to look it up. I can't think of this bitch's name, and I just had it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. There's a broad that's running for an Illinois Senate seat in District 9, which is not my district. Otherwise, I might run against her just to call her a cunt to her face. Little Gen Z influencer bitch. She's out here posting because she got in an ICE agent's face. He threw her on her ass. She got up again, got back in his face, got thrown on her ass 2 more fucking times. Then she takes to social media to cry about it. Oh my God, if they're doing this to me, a candidate with a huge platform, imagine what they're doing to our neighbors inside the facility. It's like, look, you self-important 20-something-year-old sack of slag. The number of followers you have is fucking irrelevant to your worth as a human being. You're breaking the fucking law. You're obstructing the federal agents in the course of their duties. You're not special. Nobody fucking cares. And potential candidate is an entirely another conversation. If you want to be a representative of the people, you should be a paragon of virtue. You should be operating and knowledgeable and understand what the limits and constraints of the law are, not acting like a petulant fucking child so you can get your clicks, you dumb little cunt. So, yeah, there's that. Which is a thought I had. But also, if you look at the reports of what's been going on with these ICE detention facility protests, there have been a couple of leftist mayors that have been there. One guy's really proud of himself. He's like, he's trying to run for Congress too. So he's like, yeah, I'm standing up for our citizens. You're standing up for illegals, you horse-faced fucking retard. And I don't understand why people think this is like a good look, why they think this is a flex that's going to score them brownie points other than with other retarded liberals. And the problem is the left is really eating itself in a lot of ways. And I shouldn't say that's a problem. I'm completely here for it. I think they're fucking cretins for the most part. I miss the days of liberals that had sense. I miss the days where I didn't have a problem being identified as a liberal. Now, I mean, obviously no one will mispoliticize me. No one's going to say, oh, well, you're on the left. Oh, wait, no, I do get that. Whenever I say something critical of the Cheeto or any of the MAGA individuals, then I have to hear that I'm a liberal snowflake and a bunch of other horse shit until I lay into the morons that are trying to say that shit. I've been having a fun weekend in terms of like dealing with social media stuff in between naps and trying to recover from the last couple of weeks where like I have angered the fucking anti-Semites because I had the audacity to say something to Mehdi Hassan on one of his posts, basically where he was, trying to demonize Tucker Carlson I'm sorry, not Tucker Carlson. My thoughts are running together because Tucker I was thinking back to my canceled notes because like my 3 bullet points here: canceled conservative voices in relation to the Jimmy Kimmel thing, Mehdi, which only means anything to me, and fucking Charlie Kirk. So yes, So Mehdi Hassan was talking shit about Charlie Kirk, and I was basically, trying to imply that this was because he was this massive, literally, if you're not familiar with Mehdi Hassan, he's a leftist social media personality, news person. everything that comes out of his mouth is Islamophobia. That's what it boils down to. Everything that he fucking says ultimately is the caused by or a result of Islamophobia. And Shauna, no, it was not Patricia Van Pelt. It's somebody running for the 9th district. I can't think of her name. She's a little Gen Z cunt. She's like 24, 25, something like that. And anyway, yeah, so Mehdi Hassan said something. I said, it's not Islamophobic to point out things that are factually accurate. And so a bunch of the, anti-Semitic Israel's bad people. Oh, well, I hate to tell you this because he said something about Jews. And I said, well, the difference is the guys in the funny fucking hats aren't the ones protesting in front of grocery stores telling them you can't sell bacon because it's not kosher. They're not taking over fucking towns in the Midwest and telling people that lived there their entire lives, you're no longer welcome here because they had the audacity to say they didn't want their fucking street signs changed over to fucking Arabic. So, and then I get these fucking retards. Well, Islam's primary tenets are of peace and tolerance and acceptance. It's like the tenets don't matter if the fucking adherents don't follow them. There are literally hundreds of videos of imams from all around the world talking about how they will be replacing things, how the West will be living according to Sharia law because that is the one way and the truth, and it is inevitable, and they must be accepted, and all this other horse shit, and the ideals that are inherently, repugnant to American values. Now, I have no problem with people that want to practice Islam, kind of in the as it's written format. Like, yes, there's a whole bunch of tenets in there about accepting other religions, and anyone who believes in a creator ultimately will find their paradise and blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of really nice flowery language in there. There's also a lot of shit about killing people that you don't see eye to eye with. So, you can't just pick and choose which parts of the things you want to look at. But more importantly, I'm not talking about like peaceful Islamic people who want to coexist with other people and let them live their best lives while they live their best lives. And I am talking about the militant motherfuckers who are out here saying that I'm going to be beaten if I have a drink, like's been happening all throughout England. That when they have Shia mobs assaulting pub patrons because they're imbibing alcohol, which is haram. And it's fucking ridiculous to me that people can make these false equivalencies saying, oh, well, the Jews secretly control everything and look what's going on in Israel. First off, I don't give a nickel-plated fuck about what's in Gaza, because if you want to look at things from a 1,000-foot view, there's a reason all of those other Islamic nations around Palestine weren't willing to accept their refugees. It's not because they're worried about, pissing off the Jews by taking in these motherfuckers. It's because everywhere those assholes go, Hamas causes fucking problems. People will deny that till they're blue in the face because their fucking thought leaders have told them that they should deny that till they're blue in the face. The utter lack of critical thinking coming out of some of these fuckwits is just disgusting to me. But it's what I've been dealing with this week, so that's in my bullet points too. And honestly, at the end of the day, I don't care if I fucking anger, anybody really. But like I said, I've said it repeatedly over the years of this show. I'm absolutely fine with you living your life however the fuck you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Don't diddle the kids. Don't trans the kids. Let the kids figure out who they want to be when they're grown up, the same way we all managed to. You fall down, you get some bumps, it's kind of rough, and you figure shit out. Now, at the end of the day, and I'm not going to try and spin this off into a whole nother rant about what everything I think is wrong in the world that's coming with the left, because it's not just the left. Now, you're right, Shauna. If they won't assimilate, it's an invasion. They're not, and we don't need to encourage it or support it. The idea is you integrate into the society you're moving to. Otherwise, you're right. It's an invasion. It's not move to another country and try and enforce your values on the country. That's an invasion, literally by definition. You want to move to a country because it's not a third world shithole and you're coming from a third world shithole. You integrate to that society. You adopt those values, those beliefs, and those structures, or you get the fuck out. And, that'll get me labeled as a right-wing extremist and a fanatic and a racist and a bigot and a phobe and all this other shit. And I don't care at the end of the day. It doesn't impact me at all, because at the end of the day, I have to live with me. I know that I'm a good person to the point of I have a core set of values and beliefs. It's really close to what the Hippocratic Oath used to be, you know, first do no harm. But on the backside of that, I take more of a Viking approach to things where if I do have to do harm, I'm going to do so much fucking harm, you're never going to recover from it. And that is, you know, my personal stance on things. It's just the way I look at the world. So, you know, do with that what you will. Take from that what you can, and I hope you find some sort of significance in it. Now, let's see. Let's see. How long has this stream been going? 36 minutes minus the first 10 minutes where Cody said nobody could fucking hear me. So we're 26 minutes. I suppose I should go a little bit longer than that. Like I said, I really can't go super late tonight because I got to get up way before sunrise tomorrow. And, yeah, that's going to suck. And I'm going to have to clean up this fucking rat's nest of audio out of the fucking recording because I'm sure that probably caught me repeating myself 2 or 3 fucking times. Yeah, it's, let's see. I had one other thing, and it's right there at the front of my mind. I don't know. Well, fuck a doodle. I suppose I could ask the chat. Hey, chat, you guys got anything that you want to hear my thoughts on before I wrap this up? Dave Landau in Fort Wayne, huh? You know, actually, I think one of my buddies from work might be there at that. I'll have to check with him. It sounds like something he would go see. I don't know if I'll be up for that much of a road trip, although I appreciate the offer. After sitting in the car all week, going back and forth to this account, I'm probably not going to want to do anything besides sleep. Oh, Destiny and Hassan. Okay, I guess it's going to be one of those nights. Allow me to refresh my whistle. Water, lemon juice, and a dash of salt. It's fantastic. It's how I keep these melodious tones coming out of my word hole. Okay, so I have never had any real patience for Destiny. We're going to start with Destiny because that fucking mouth-breathing cuck piece of shit. I feel like at this point, he has gone from like mildly irritating leftist troll that watches big dudes fuck his wife to, or ex-wife at this point, but you know, tomato, potato, to being an utter just garbage human being, because that's the only way he can actually maintain any kind of attention. He has taken the like trolling, saying shit because it's controversial to get reactions, and jumped into it way past the point where it's really of any fucking relevance. I don't understand why anybody's still giving that worthless purple-haired fuck a platform. I don't understand why anybody's paying attention to that fucking mouth-breathing retard. The fact that he's out there just saying the just most inflammatory, retarded, extreme leftist shit without the slightest hint of irony, and he will sit there and say shit, you know, trying to act like he's some sort of authority on everything from the way the world works to fucking masculinity, but at the same time, he's really just this closet case that fucking can't even embrace who he actually is. And he tries to be edgy, and he tries to be cutting, and he tries to be witty, and he's just he's not even good at it. He's like a fucking caricature of what a leftist retard actually is. He is like literally the worst point that you ask anybody on the right what they think of when they think of these retards making these statements, they're pretty much going to give you a picture of him. They're going to paint a verbal picture of that absolute worthless sack of fuck. And he's like fully embraced it. It's his only claim to relevance at this point is that he is this pathetic douchewaffle that gets this negative attention and almost thrives on it because it's all he's capable of. He doesn't actually have any real relevance or significance beyond feeding the fucking trolls and being this leftist piece of shit that just in no way, shape, or form actually contributes anything of any fucking worth to society. He's just there as this, like I said, he's like a fucking character. He's a fucking clown. He's pathetic. I can't stand him. I hate the fact that the motherfucker's got money. I hate the fact that people put him on their shows. They bring him on to validate their retarded leftist shit. And even the ones who don't agree with the leftist shit coming out of his mouth, they still bring him on because they make him look, he makes other people look almost reasonable by comparison. He is a fucking he's a human fucking herpy. That's all he is, and I can't stand him. I hope all the bad shit in life happens to that worthless fucking stroke. And let's see, Hassan, I honestly I can beyond I have blocked everything have anything to do with Hassan Piker for so fucking long. From the first time, very quickly after the first time he came into my awareness, he went immediately into my, I don't need this shit. I couldn't tell you what his most recent bitching points are without researching it, because I have made a point of calling him from my life because he just irritates the fucking Christ out of me. And my blood pressure can't take that shit. I can't tolerate that degree of just fucking grift. And it's not even, I mean, it's one of those hate the player or do you hate the game situations. The fact that there are so many fucking retards out there willing to not only buy into his shit, but to feed his ego and let him fucking have his say and his audience and his reach sickens me. Like, it causes physical discomfort for me that this worthless sack of shit has accomplished anything to the degree that he has. It makes me just bemoan the future of this country, that there are enough retards out there that platform this grifting sack of shit, that he is allowed to maintain this audience and this reach and this pull, and he gets real good money for being another just instigating worthless sack of fuck. And I hope Destiny gives him fucking anal herpes. That's what I hope happens. Or, he gets herpes from Destiny's anus. I don't care which way it works. They both suck. They both deserve really bad discomfort for the rest of their natural fucking lives. And I feel like that's actually me growing as a human, because I've stopped wishing death upon people. There was a time where I just wished everybody that sucked would die. And then I realized that's way too fucking quick. So maybe I'm actually really more of a horrible person than I used to be, because rather than wishing death upon people, I now wish massive inconveniences and discomfort upon people. I have switched over to wishing that people would have lifelong traumatic conditions that will make them unable to ever find joy again. I wish that people will have really bad shit that is never lethal, but is always just sucking the enjoyment out of their fucking lives. Things that will make them fucking regret existing. I mean, I said this before. Actually, I think I said it when I was talking to you on one of our guest episodes, Cody, that there was a time when I actually had a goal where I wanted to get so hardcore into somebody's head that I just fucking removed their will to live. And then, the millennials came along and took all the fucking fun out of it by being willing to kill themselves at the drop of a fucking hat. You could look at them cross-eyed. They're like, oh my God! I'm going to take everything that's under the sink. I mean, it's not nearly as much fun when they're just like, hey, yeah, you know what? You're right. I do need to die. Millennials ruin fucking everything for Gen X. And this is a prime example of that. You guys made it where I couldn't even take any kind of joy in causing somebody to take the cheap way out. Again, another belief that will guarantee I am never, ever fucking monetized on YouTube. But what can you do? Let's see. Shauna brings up Ilhan Omar. As of right now, no, they have not instituted any proceedings against her. They have not done anything. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I said this. Hi, Kate. Thank you for joining us on the stream. I know you had the foosball to watch tonight. So the fact that you popped in here to say hi is, I appreciate your presence here. You're fantastic. Thank you. what was I? Where was I going? Oh yeah, as of the moment, as of my most recent foray into the internets, Ilhan Omar has not been removed from Congress. She has not been removed even so much as from any committees at this point. Although that's another one where I've been saying it for a very long time that she needs to be removed from the fucking country. She committed immigration fraud. She committed all kinds of just heinous bullshit running her fucking mouth. She's an un-American sack of shit. She has referred to the Somali president as our president. She has referred to the people of Somalia as the best people in the world. She has referred to that as her home. Well, bitch, if it's so great, you're more than welcome to get the fuck out and go back. The only difference is you have these horse shit retarded opinions, but if you go back to the country that you think is so fucking great, nobody's going to let you fucking speak, you dumb cunt. So, yeah, I don't like her. She's not good. She's a bad person. And, you know, I mean, just looking at statistical facts, things like the fact that she, you know, her net worth went from like negative $34,000 to $30 million. And now, granted, a huge portion of that is due to her husband who, you know, her legal husband, not when she married her brother so he could obtain his citizenship papers, but to the fact that the guy she is married to now has grifted all kinds of money through NGOs from the fucking government, oddly enough, while she's been in fucking Congress. So, yeah, there's nothing, you know, suspicious about that at all. It's a completely normal and acceptable thing, obviously. Let's see. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so anyway, to get back to kind of doing the things, yeah, as I've been going on, like I said, the biggest thing that's been rolling around in my head like all day since I heard Jimmy Kimmel's getting his fucking show back is, like I said, these leftist retards are gonna think they won. They're gonna think they did something. They think they're gonna every last one of these egomaniacal fucking grown big children is gonna think it's because of them. You're gonna see social media being flooded with the next few days of fucking retards celebrating like they actually fucking accomplished something. Not that they did, but, you know, actual achievements are fucking foreign concepts to the everybody gets a fucking trophy mindset. So these, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's frustrating. I mean, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be sitting around trying to look for shit for content with my little fucking notebook. Which, by the way, since everybody knows I'm not sponsored or endorsed by anything, but I do want to talk about something that's really cool because I'm thinking of it. Got this thing. It's called a Rocket Pad, right? Or Rocket Book. It's pretty cool. It's a fucking erasable notebook, but it's you gotta buy the special pens, but they cost the same as the gel pens I like, so it's not a big deal. And it's just, you know, it's a notebook, right? But it's erasable. See, he can erase it. So yeah, this is what I use when I'm writing down my notes for the show. It's like I said, obviously not endorsed, not paid to say this shit. I just think they're cool. And since this show is Aaron has stream of consciousness bullshit that rambles out of his mouth, I'm going to show you guys my nifty little notepad because I think they're cool. And is it practical? No, it's probably actually makes way more sense to just use a fucking regular pen and a piece of paper. But I thought it was cool, so I bought it, which is how, as much as I call the leftists a bunch of overdeveloped children, that's emotionally and behaviorally. I'm just a giant man-child when it comes to impulse control, and I buy dumb shit sometimes because it makes me giggle. Kind of like, actually, here, since Cody's in the channel, at least he said about to leave with 19.5 hours on the week. So, are you about to leave work? Are you about to leave the stream? Either way, if you're still here, Cody, check it out. See, I got or I can't camera hard to point. There we go. I got me another lightsaber. So I got a good deal on it. It's the black edition Force Effects Luke Skywalker lightsaber. It's you know, Cody will appreciate that, even if he's not in the stream anymore. At some point, he'll hear me say I bought a lightsaber. And Cody is also a fan of Star Wars. So, for those of you that don't know, Actually, now that I think about it, I think the first episode Cody was on, I think I was actually like, we had to talk Star Wars was the name of the episode. So, yeah. So that anyway, yeah. Like I said, I'm a giant man child sometimes too because I buy things that make me giggle. Like I have a Nerf gun hanging on the wall. I have a lightsaber. I have my little figurines that came with a couple of video games. I got the Cyberpunk 2027 statue over there that came with the collector's edition of the game when it launched as a broken fucking game. I've got my little Destiny Cade 6 figurine over there. Yeah, nerd shit. Yes, Kate, I'm a nerd. Shauna, I don't know which state it was that a Chinese billionaire just bought a bunch of farmland. It's been happening all around the country. There have actually been people putting forward motions and law proposals to, I think it was Alabama actually outlawed Chinese nationals owning farmland, and a lot of other state governments are putting forward measures to do that. I don't anticipate it happening in Illinois because JB is a fucking commie and he's a piece of shit, and our state government is full of leftist retards that will not do anything that actually benefit the people in this state. So as long as I'm stuck here, that's going to be the case. Yes, Shauna, wait to completely destroy any kind of anonymity because you can point out things that aren't actually in the frame of the pictures. Yes, yes, there's a hand-drawn Ren and Stimpy picture on one wall. There's a hand-drawn Powdered Toast Man picture on the other wall by artists that drew them, like actual art from artists, not like I drew them. That my picture, my painting by Ken Madden, my signed lithograph picture of, I'm blanking on the name. It's a woman's name stepped out. It's a picture of a cigarette with lipstick on an ashtray and a tiki bar. It's a fucking awesome picture. Ken sent it to me a couple of years ago, and now that I got the room set up, it's hanging on the wall where I can see it while I look at my computer monitor because I love it and it's fantastic. So big shout out to Ken Madden and Mag K Studios for that wonderful art. Go to magkstudios.com if you want to see some really cool shit. You can buy some prints. You can commission custom pieces. Ken's an extremely talented fucking guy. He's got adult coloring books that are fucking tits. They're over there on that wall. You can't see them because of the camera angle, but they're over there too. I got the first two on there, and they're autographed because I'm special. So, okay, yeah, no, that just completely fucked up the whole flow of the show there. Yes, Kate, the artist Ken Madden. What am I supposed to show, Shauna? That could be taken a lot of ways, and being the kind of person I am, I'm going to tend to lean with the inappropriate ones. Well, I'm waiting. Oh, wait, yeah, there's like a 35-second lag here. I forgot. Oh, the picture by Ken. Yeah, I can show that. That's not inappropriate at all. Let's see. This is my original Ken Madden picture. Oops, there we go. Tell me that's not fucking tits. That is awesome. Ken's super talented guy, and he's a good dude. I'm glad to consider Ken my friend. And now it's hung back up where it belongs. And you guys got to see the back of my arm, aren't you lucky? Yep. Oh, yeah. Look at them guns. Ugh. Okay. I am not a pervert. I mean, actually, yes, I am, but that's besides the point. Okay, well, unless there's something else that you guys want me to riff on here for a few minutes, I think I'm actually going to put a pin in it I'll wait a few seconds for the lag to get through so I can see things in the chat. If there's any further suggestions, comments, or concerns, you know what? I know I played this earlier, but I'm gonna. Shit, I don't know how it's gonna show up in the live stream. I am going to play. If I did I close the file? I think I might have closed the file. Fuck. Say because I played earlier. Have a ad. Oh yeah, that's something I want to do. I know a huge portion of my listeners are actually fellow podcasters because, let's face it, that's how we do in this world. The indie podcast community has shrunk a lot since its COVID peaks, but that's still, we support each other. So if you guys listen to the show and you have a show of your own and you have an ad, you have a drop, a cut, a promo, a shtick, anything, and you want me to throw it in, I'm going to start cutting those back into the show here and there. Especially the ones where I tend to go long. I may want to stick a break in there for, 2 minutes. So actually, no, 2 minutes seems really long. Anything, let's say a minute and a half tops. If you got a sound bite, a promo you want me to play on the show, send it to me. You know what? I'm going to, I'll, you guys go back and check the audio feed out because I'm sure it's in there for the audio feed. We have one for Misanthrope Radio 2.0 from Lorenzo. It's entertaining as shit as far as I'm concerned. Dude he puts the work in. If you're not checking out, now I haven't talked about this previously because he said he didn't want people out there talking about his show until he got at least 11 episodes, and he's at 11 episodes now. So then he sent me a promo, so I'm assuming I now have his blessing to talk about the show. Lorenzo is dude is twisted. I love him. He's fantastic. Real, good production quality, takes it seriously, does, voice work and does different, he's got sound bites and music and all kinds of shit, and it's audio quality. If you're like me and that's one of those things that catches you, it's very nice. It's very clean, very well done. Dude's an artiste, and I recommend checking out his show. Especially if you like listening to me rant, you're going to really appreciate his well, I shouldn't say really. I shouldn't make assumptions about your beliefs, but it's dude's entertaining as fuck. I don't know how else to say it. So that ad will either, if you're hearing this on the audio streams, you already heard it, and if you are not hearing it on the audio streams and it's not in the recording from the beginning of the show when I didn't have any audio on YouTube, apparently, it will. You can catch it in the next one because I'm going to run it again because it fucking made me laugh. Kate, as to your question of how long, like I said, I don't know, minute and a half, 2 minutes or less, whatever you guys got. Get John to send me something. Tell the best kept secret in podcasting that he needs to fucking communicate with the biggest mouth on the fucking private network that we have between all of us. I'm not going to say I'm the most vociferous individual out there. I'm not going to say I'm the best sounding motherfucker on the airwaves these days, but actually, I don't know where I was going with that. I don't have any real idea of what I could have be my claim to fame other than the assessment that a lot of people seem to have when they listen to the audio-only episodes and they don't see the streams where they catch all the ums, the ahs, the breaks, and the distractions where I wander off into tangents for 25 fucking minutes. But apparently my claim to fame is that I can talk a whole lot without actually breathing, which is not entirely inaccurate, but on the other hand, you guys get to see, it's like, no, they're really quick, short breaths, and I get those in there really fast. So it's not that I don't breathe. It's just that you don't hear it because I breathe almost as fast as I talk. And I'm definitely pretty vocal. But I'd like to find something that's actually outstanding about myself to try and stand on, like, being the best kept secret in, I don't know, middle-aged bald guys named Aaron. I got fucking nothing. I don't know. So anyway, I think I'm going to put a pin in it for now and say that's what I had to say. Thanks for hanging out, guys. The chaos exists and we do the thing. So have a good night, y'all. No, Shauna, that's not tying into the show in any way, shape, or form. God damn it.